and we're going to start talking about the sort of work that we've been doing in Trails of Cold Steel 3. So for those who haven't seen it, we're going to start with the trailer first really briefly.
Think hard about what you believe, what you want to accomplish, what kind of future you want, and most importantly, who you are. The embers of war are about to ignite. Trails of Cold Steel 3. The legend of Class 7 begins anew. Pre-order today.
Sorry, I'm very excited.
Man, the drums in that get me every time, man. It's so great. So, thankfully, we're here today with the two that are working on it.
Yep. I am the lead editor, and she's the lead translator.
Hi.
So we're just going to start off real quick. What has been sort of the difference between working on Trails and working on previous titles that you've worked on?
So, if are there any Trails fans here? Yay! Thank you guys for coming. Seriously, thank you. So, as you know, the lore is massive, and especially in this arc is when a lot of the other arcs come together, and ones that weren't localized previously as well.
Yeah. So, for those of you who may not be familiar with the series, the most fitting description I've heard of it is JRPG anime Game of Thrones with giant robots.
Yes.
Like, that's how much is going on.
Yay! So, in terms of character count, it is 2.5.
We got the official one in the back end, but yeah, about 2.5 million characters.
Yes, million characters, which is more than Danganronpa V3.
So it's a beefy game.
It is, and the number of characters that have voice lines in this game is. I've never encountered anything like this. So it's over 200 characters that speak. And usually we'll have, I don't know, for like Danganronpa it was like 12.
Danganronpa was a pretty tight cast because it was the 16 Ultimates and then Monokuma and his little kid.
And his bibis.
Yeah.
It's a locked room mystery rather than a multinational adventure throughout several different countries and a lot of different conflicts and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And so these voices are already established voices too. So we have to stay consistent with 1 and 2, which were done. Like they did such an amazing job, and to be able to kind of be a part of that is like a crazy honor and also like massive pressure, right? So we have to really try to focus on trying to understand why they did it a certain way and try to understand the voice. So this is where the playthrough becomes very important, and to get the grasp and like try to understand the feeling of the person that was writing and why they did it.
And of course, no two translators or editors are ever going to reach the same place. But what's important is that we both all study the text that came before, and I've actually played all the ones before, So I'm pretty familiar with what goes on.
So speaking of kind of like aligning all those things together, making the past into the present sort of thing, there's a couple of new elements to this title for you guys than previous titles you worked on.
Yeah, for us. So the glossary, for example. So we're jumping into a series where we're jumping into the third of this arc.
Third of the Cold Steel arc,
Yeah.
and like 7th in this overall world.
Yeah.
So the glossary we have for this game dwarfs every other glossary for every game.
Hundreds of words that we have to make sure are completely accurate to what the first and second, at least in this arc, and then the other arcs as well. And then, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, lore is very, very important. Like, why would you want to read a book that's supposed to be kind of like a spin-off or you know, another arc of this really favorite series, and then realize, like, wait, the writer has no idea what you're talking about, you know? Like, why would you want to read that? So that is very, very, very important too.
So the thing I like to think about here is something like Dangan V3. It's comedic, right? It doesn't take itself too seriously. It sort of changes the rules of the world as it wants when it needs to for telling the story or making a joke. But this is a serious drama and something with a lot of thought about the world behind it. And you know, when you're trying to go through this, any deviation from what is expected will immediately take you out. So there's not only is there that much more lore, but the importance of lore.
Yeah. And then obviously this is where teamwork comes into play, because we have to convey to each other. The more people that are on the team, it's harder to, because you know, you think differently. Like we're all different people, so you might assume that, oh, okay, if I write this, like, you know, the editor or anybody else on the team will get it, but you can't assume that ever, because we all have a different understanding of the story, of the character. So we really, really have to work closely with each other.
Yeah, the more people you have, the more work you have to do to wrangle all these different thoughts everyone has.
Yeah.
And turn it into one consistent thing.
So while you guys are the primary ones working internally on the project, you're not the only ones in the team, and we're actually going to be announcing the sort of, I guess, shadow cast of the people that we've been working with on the title.
Okay, so yeah, Ryan Thompson, he, as you can see, he worked on Trails 1 and 2, or Cold Steel, sorry. And so he is a translator, but we are mostly asking him to do a lot of lore proofing, because his knowledge of
his knowledge of the series goes beyond that of Immortals.
Yeah, he's amazing. So like we had mentioned earlier, you know, how like there's a lot of nuances, like, oh, that guy or that thing that happened, or so he will be the one.
He just knows
immediately what they are talking about, or certain character is talking about, and he's
been a huge help.
Oh my goodness, he's amazing. If you're watching, thank you.
So I've seen a lot of chat online about, you know, who we might be working with, sort of thing. So I'm really happy to be able to announce that we have Britney Avery working on
yes. Hi, Britney. Yeah. So as you all know, she is this amazing person who really, like, she told us, like, she grew up with Trails, and you can really tell, like, how passionate she is, and
like her passion for the series is second to none.
Yeah. So okay, sorry, I got carried away. She is. So she is doing a lot of editing for us, and then as well as the key person in casting and recording, and her. I don't even know how to explain. Like, working with her is just so. Like, what we do can kind of get mundane sometimes, but like working with her is just, you could really feel how much she cares.
Like, we'll ask her to help us out with maybe coming up with lines or the character descriptions in the studios, and she'll be like, I already made like 20 sheets with PDFs of the characters and all this overlay, and everything written out clearly.
She's just absolutely amazing, and honestly, I don't know what we would have done without her. And we of course we want to make this the best that we can, and I really think she is making it happen, and I hope. Oh my God, I hope she understands how much we love her.
I find that working with somebody that has that much passion and appreciation tends to rub off on sort of the rest of the team.
Oh my God, I want to hug her right now. She's so great.
And finally...
Yay, Chris! Yay! He is also, oh my God, such a fantastic person.
So he's helping us out with editing, and he's kind of helping us stay on track in terms of getting enough lines edited at a time, which is very important for something this huge. But he's great to have around. He's just so positive. He's very knowledgeable about the series too. So we have our chat with all of us, and we'll just be talking about different lines and characters and stuff like that. And it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get all emotional about it, but seriously, like working with great people and how much they care about a project, and it makes you really realize that what you're doing can like not even just like make a difference. It's just like
matter to people.
Yeah, and it's really, really great to be able to work with such a great team. So, yeah, thanks guys.
How cool is it to just like be chatting with like just really, really passionate fans all day, essentially, so that you guys are just all...
like, they know everything. They have an answer for everything. And they're so patient, and it's just like you can really feel like this sheer love that they have.
So, we come to it. How many words are in
Oh my God,
Trails 3? Cold Steel 3? A little over 1,100,000, or approximately 2.1 Lord of the Rings. It's quite a bit. But, you know, you guys will tackle it head first with a great staff, sort of as well as we can. So there's a couple of really cool just sort of project highs for you guys.
Yeah, so we've already talked about earlier about how there's a lot to this series, not just in terms of quality, but in lore. So, and it's an honor to be a part of it and to, you know, give it our all to work towards meeting that same level. And then I just added this here because I'm personally excited about it. Trails 3 has this like in-game trading card game, and I really like trading card games.
Wait. Are you saying that the guy who was the guy for Cold Sept is excited about working on a trading card game inside of a game?
That. But yeah, you can like go around and challenge random villagers, and it's just like they have this trading card game deck. This hardened mercenary, he's got deck. You fight him. But yeah. And then we talked earlier about how there are so many characters in this game, and this is where the previous storylines start to converge. So I've taken to thinking of it as the Avengers of the Trails series, where it's like you have these characters from the first ones meeting up with the second one, and things just start to get crazy.
So you start out with your Iron Man and your Captain America, and you got your individual films, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool by itself. And you're like, oh, and then they're going to meet. And then all of them are going to meet. Mm-hmm. So I think it's pretty cool.
All comes together.
Any last words for you guys?
Oh my God, there was so much I wanted to say.
But yeah, I just want to get across that we're doing everything we can do. We want to make this the best we can. We've got a great team. We're putting our all into it.
And honestly, it's just like we love what we do, and I mean, see everybody's faces here today, and like just like it really makes a difference to see you guys, and like facing a computer all day, and like what we do like might be, you know, what anybody else might be able to do, but like it's so great to see the people that play what we try to create and what we try to make the best of.
The people that we've been working so hard for.
Yeah, and God, thank you guys so much. Thank you.